Instagram is removing likes publicly. So basically, if you make a post, other people won't be able to see how many likes it has. And I think maybe this is something that YouTube should do. So let's consider the pros and cons of this happening on Instagram and then of course on YouTube. So I think one of the negative things for the user side of things is if I'm going to a video on Instagram or maybe on YouTube and I click it, and especially like video content on Instagram and everything on YouTube obviously is video. If you click and you go to watch it and you click it and then you look at the likes versus dislikes, a lot of times that can give you an indicator if it's worth your time or not, right? But with that being said, I think there's another side of that we got to consider. But first of all, let's just talk about that side. Like, it's nice to have the quick indicator of, okay, maybe this video was clickbait and it didn't deliver on what it said it was going to be about, or it's just not a very good quality video, right? And it can kind of save you some time that way and can kind of predetermine whether or not you're going to spend a bunch of your time on this video, because maybe you think there's going to be this big payoff later in the video and then it never happens. If there's a high dislike to like ratio, that could help determine that. On the other side of things though, if you're watching a video and there's a high like to dislike ratio, that could sway your opinion of it. Maybe you avoid watching that video, or maybe it sways your opinion that it's better or worse than it is just because of the like to dislike ratio. And now when you go to that video, maybe you just miss out on it because there's a lot of dislikes and it's for some reason that has not necessarily to do with what the video delivers and the quality of the video. It's just maybe a lot of people disagreed with the creator's opinion on something, or it's just a certain style of video that only certain people get into, right? But maybe you would get into it, or maybe you would agree with the opinion. And it doesn't necessarily make it a bad video. One example of this would be like, I watch a lot of comic book channels, like comic book movies, and a lot of times people will dislike a video because they disagree with the opinion, or if there's like some news that they're not happy about that came out, and they'll dislike the video because they don't like the news. It's not necessarily that they dislike the creator or the video they made. So it can kind of negatively sway people's opinions of a video and maybe get them to leave a video when really it's not a bad video. It's just people were disliking it for completely other reasons. And on that side of things, I think it's important to consider that as a viewer, you're gonna be swayed by the like to dislike ratio as far as let's say you watch the whole video and you think, okay, well, there's a lot of dislikes, you're gonna be kind of looking a little more to poke holes into the video as far as what the problems are with it, the things you don't like, because psychology, the way it works is, if a lot of people are doing something, it's a lot easier for you to kind of jump on that bandwagon. Whether you realize it or not, it is probably swaying you to some degree. And I think by removing likes and dislikes, it allows you to now just more freely watch the video and form your own opinion, which I think is, good for your experience as far as, okay, you watch the video and you're not being swayed by the like or dislike ratio, so now you'll actually watch all the way to the end, and you'll watch it with more of an open mind and form your own opinion, and then from there, you can go ahead and battle it out in the comments down below with people that agree or disagree. But it's not like you're getting these preconceived notions of how good that video is before watching it. Now let's talk from the creator side of things. On Instagram, this could possibly affect the way you perceive your videos or picture posts that you're making as far as if they're good or not, right? Because I guess they're still going to give the creator the ability to see this, but you're kind of losing some of that quote unquote status of, if it's got a lot of likes, that's, kind of like a status or a good thing as far as you as a creator or as a post. And the reason I guess Instagram is doing this is so you don't associate yourself with that status, which I think is kind of a good thing, like for mental health and whatever else, and just like to live your life and how you view yourself based on how you view yourself, not what other people are thinking of you, or that post that you polished up perfectly to portray this perfect view of yourself to the world that isn't necessarily the way you live your everyday life, right? There's a lot of creators out there on Instagram and on YouTube for that matter that are putting out, this perception and persona that they want people to see just to kind of get likes and get people to look up to them and kind of build up their status. And I think there's nothing wrong with trying to make a really good video, a really polished video, a really good picture. But at the same time, like if you're trying to represent something that you're not necessarily is like accurate, and you're trying to put this image out, that's not good for your mental health, and I don't think it's good for other people either to aspire to think like everything is perfect in your life and you've got it made. And you know, I have a very happy life. I feel like I've been pretty successful with business, with YouTube. I've got a freedom, you know, of schedule. I make pretty decent money and all that stuff, right? But you know, it's not like every part of my day is awesome. Like there's parts of the day that, yeah, they suck. There's things in my job that I don't like to do that I have to do, right? Job, I guess you could say, because like I love what I do, right? But there's still going to be certain things that happen throughout the day that are problems, that are issues that I don't want to deal with necessarily, that you have to. There's going to be parts of your day that are hard. There's going to be days and nights you have to work extra hours. And so like I think with like Instagram and YouTube influencers, a lot of times we get this perception that they have everything going, you know, every day exactly the way they want it. They do what they want when they want, what they feel like, and you know, they got money, they got flexibility, they, you know, spend all day on the beach, and just like it's just not a realistic portrayal, I think, for people to try to follow. I mean, I think it's good to strive to kind of have a life closer to that, if that's what, you know, you want to do, or whatever life it is that you want to achieve. But at the same time, I think it's not healthy to have people think that, okay, that's how, you know, every day is going to be all the time. And because you're just setting yourself up for failure then. So from that perspective, I think it's good. And I also think it's good for the creators too, to like just know that, okay, you don't have to sit there and worry about how many likes you're getting so much. Instead, you can focus more on ways to build a relationship with your followers and your community, and build that sense of community, and find more ways to help them, and you know, inspire them in a realistic way, and give a more realistic portrayal of what your day-to-day is. And now instead of striving for likes, you could maybe strive for like deeper connection, deeper help that you can provide people with, you know, entertainment that you can provide people with, and look at it more from just a relationship and connection building side of things versus a status versus status, or try to get to where I am sort of thing. And from the creator side of things, like me personally, like I think it would be great if there's no, like, especially with like YouTube, like versus dislike. Like I don't want people coming to my videos and being swayed because, you know, maybe a couple people disagree with my opinion on one little part of that video, and then they hit the dislike button, and now maybe people don't like it. Or I don't want people thinking that my videos are great just because there's a lot of likes on it, because at the end of the day, I know it's not always an accurate representation of what the video is about, or the quality of the video, because of all those reasons we mentioned earlier. I think it's better for the viewer to be able to form their own opinion, and I think that way there's more of a meaningful connection and relationship. And I think it also, you know, removing the like versus dislike would encourage more people to engage, to show if they like or dislike the video more through the comments, which I think that would be really good for helping build more of that community and connection from creators to the fans or viewers or whatever you want to call them. And as far as that goes, if you want to try to like find a way to get more of that connection with your viewers and get more views on your YouTube videos at the same time, check out this YouTube video. It's going to help you a ton. And drop me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. Subscribe and click the bell icon to catch the newest videos, and I will see you in that video next.